Hello class, this is Mr. Beller. This is the video for the 3B honors class. This subplans for Thursday, May 12th, 2016. So the first thing that you should do after taking attendance is to either get one of these handouts from the sub, all right, they have them, or you can access this on my blog right here. Honors Written Response Class Handout. So what does this handout look like? And there are a couple typos on this, so I will need you to make some of those changes even if you have a class handout. The question should go, it says on your handout, complete the inductive reasoning sheet for 2 of the following questions. It should just be complete the inductive reasoning sheet for the following question. Analyze the factors that contributed to the Union's victory over the Confederacy with respect to 3 of the following factors. And really you can say at least 3 of the following factors. After that, the inductive reasoning sheet is pretty self-explanatory. Big thing I want to say is that complete the following assignment based on, once again, here's a couple changes that we have to make based on your reading of chapter 11. Class lectures, discussions, Ken Burns is fair game. You can discuss this with other students. However, the work is to be your own. You may only discuss general ideas with others. First thing you want to do is you want to brainstorm to generate the 15 to 30 most important bits of specific factual information for this question. What facts can you use? And your final product, even if you're doing it on the class set, it should be on a separate sheet of notebook paper. I need this class set back, and it should look exactly like the handout that I've given you. So you need to label everything, you need to number everything accordingly. It should look almost like an exact replica, all right, with just information filled in. So first thing you want to do is you want to brainstorm to generate this 15 to 30 the 15 to 30 most important pieces of specific factual information to help us understand and to lay an argument out as to why the Union was able to win this Civil War. All right, then you want to list the specifics which have similar characteristics under separate category headings. All right, you have to write out the term and you have to label the category. So once again, like when you're looking at these, you should start thinking, is this a military turning point? Is this a person? Is this an economic factor, social factor, political factor, so on and so forth? And you're separating them out into these categories. After you separated out the terms into the categories and you've labeled said categories, then you're developing topic sentences. Topic sentences are the main idea of your body paragraph. It's almost like a mini thesis statement. It lays out the argument that you're going to try to make in that particular paragraph. You have 3 categories at least. If you have more than 3 categories, you need to have more than 3 topic sentences. But you generate the main idea for each category, which clearly and concisely, all right, that means it doesn't have to be too wordy, that shows this trend, movement, or similarity that all bits of factual information have in common. So you have, let's say, 8 pieces of specific factual information in category 1. You're saying that they're all political factors, but you have to provide some sort of argument here. What is the claim that you're trying to make as to why all these political factors helped contribute to the Union's victory in the Civil War? All right, so remember the topic sentence here. It's just like a mini thesis statement. So you do that for all your categories. You want to go back up to your categories and rank order. That means put them in order of most important and least important. Rank order the factual information in each category. You want to consider how and why the information supports both your topic sentence and your thesis, which you're going to do here in just a moment. So the last thing that you need to do is to generate a thesis statement which clearly and concisely shows the trend, movement, and similarity between all the categories now. Rank order the categories in a manner which enhances a logical proof for your thesis statement by placing a number above each category's topic sentence. Here's my most important category, second most, third most, and so on. So your thesis statement is essentially the entire argument that you're going to try to make for this paper. If you were in fact going to write an essay, your thesis statement is the argument that you're hoping to lay out and prove with both the specific factual information from step number 1 and with the analysis. And the analysis is the how and why that information is relevant to the claims that you're making, or help support the claims that you're making. The next thing that we have to do is you want to go do your final exam review, and you want to do a couple things here if you haven't done so already. What has been due? Set 1, set 2, and then set 3 is dealing with the period of time in the Constitution, and set 4 deals with Jackson. Just a couple things here as we're doing set 3 and 4. When you're looking at these terms, especially terms that are just book terms like let's see, mercantilism or pilgrim, you want to make sure that you are putting those terms, or providing some context, historical context for these terms. So how does mercantilism help develop this narrative about the colonial experience in America? How does or how does Shays' Rebellion contribute to the narrative of or the story that we tell about how and why the Constitution was made and its features or characteristics? So just make sure that you're providing yourself with some historical context to your flashcards as well. So to recap, we want to do the inductive reasoning chart on a separate sheet of paper for the Civil War. You need to turn this in. This counts 25% of your test grade. After you turn this in, you want to go to my blog again, and you want to do the flashcards all the way up through Jackson. All right. Once again, please make sure that if you borrowed one of these, all right, that I get these back. Please don't write on them. The only marks that should be on this paper is any corrections that you made that I discussed earlier in the video. All right, thanks, and have a great day.